Young and the Restless spoilers reveal that Nick Newman is once again caught in the middle of a tense battle between two of the most influential women in his life, Sharon Newman and Phyllis Summers. This confrontation is more than just jealousy or old animosity, it has become a dangerous battle with unpredictable consequences. Phyllis has long distrusted Sharon, but this time her suspicions have escalated to the point where she decides to take action. Believing that Sharon is hiding something dark, Phyllis secretly hires someone to follow Sharon. She is concerned about Sharon's strange behavior lately and feels that things are more than just tension after what happened to Heather. Sharon's relationship with Phyllis' family, especially the way she treats Heather, has left Phyllis deeply dissatisfied. Phyllis cannot forget the hurtful words Sharon once said to Heather, causing the young girl to leave Daniel for a long time. For Phyllis, Sharon was the root cause of Heather's death. When Heather died suddenly, Phyllis could not help but connect everything to Sharon. She began to weave a story that if Sharon had not interfered in Daniel and Heather's relationship, things might have been different. Phyllis did not hesitate to blame Sharon, believing that if Heather had stayed with Daniel and their daughter Lucy, the tragedy would not have happened. Nick Newman was the man caught between these two women, unable to stand aside. Nick, with compassion and feelings for Sharon still remaining, constantly defended her against Phyllis' accusations. He was adamant that Heather's death was not Sharon's fault, no matter how involved she was in Daniel and Heather's strained relationship. Nick doesn't hesitate to jump in whenever Phyllis blames Sharon, but this only increases the tension between the three. Although Nick tries to mediate, the tension is too great, and Phyllis refuses to give up her belief that Sharon had a shady role in Heather's death. Nick may be the one to push Phyllis to drop her baseless accusations and let the police investigate the truth, but the situation is much more complicated. While Phyllis and Nick argue about Sharon's involvement, Sharon is struggling with her own conscience. Not only is she trying to cover up her involvement in Heather's death, but she is also facing a great fear. Will the truth come out? Sharon knows that if she is not careful, everything could fall apart and she will lose everything. To protect herself, Sharon decides on a bold move. She tries to contact the police, not to confess, but to plant false evidence in Daniel's apartment. She hoped that by doing this, she would divert suspicion away from herself and put Daniel in a difficult position. However, Sharon did not expect that her actions would create an even bigger mess. By linking Daniel to Heather's death, Sharon not only caused trouble for Daniel but also put herself in danger. People like Chance Chancellor, the person investigating the case, began to pay more attention to Sharon, and they knew that something was wrong. Chance Chancellor was in charge of this case, and he discovered suspicious things in the clues related to Heather's death. One of the points of interest was that someone was texting Daniel from Heather's phone, even though her phone was password protected. This showed that there was someone else manipulating things from the shadows. Chance decided to meet Daniel to warn him of the potential danger. He advised Daniel to be careful because they did not know who they were dealing with. With the signs becoming increasingly clear that a larger conspiracy is afoot, Daniel begins to feel as though everything around him is crumbling. As the chaos between Sharon, Phyllis, and Daniel continues, Victor Newman is preoccupied with his own war. Victor, with his bottomless ambition, is aiming to take over Chancellor's company. But this is more than just a business war, it involves a larger plan to destroy Jabot and the Abbott family, specifically Jack Abbott and his wife, Diane Jenkins. Things finally come to a head when Jack, in a moment of disbelief, suspects that Diane is up to something behind his back. This suspicion not only hurts Diane, but also angers her. She storms out of the GCAC dinner, feeling that Jack no longer trusts her. The war between Sharon and Phyllis escalates, with intrigue and tension surrounding Heather's death. While Nick tries to reconcile, Sharon gets deeper into her lies. Daniel, caught in the middle of a mystery, is at risk of losing everything. Subscribe to Yonder for the latest news on our channel.